When the new WWE 2K22 trailer dropped, there's a lot in there. We talked about a lot of the modes and features that are going to be in there, but there's some stuff that we may have missed. Today we're going to talk about some of those key little details that we may have missed in this trailer. Got a bit of a list for you all. Let's get into the episode right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Assemble, and if you're my American friends from the Assemble community, happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and if you're a Canuck out here in the Canada or elsewhere in the world, well, hi, how are you? Today, let's talk about some of those key things that we may have missed in the latest 2K22 trailer. If you guys go ahead and enjoy this episode all the way through at the very end, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button as we hit the road for 10,000 subscribers. There's no days off over here for Assemble. Let's go. One of the first things that I think I missed when I was looking at this trailer was the new defensive options, reversal options in the game. If you look at the breakdown between Montez Ford and Big E when they were battling, you could see that there is the motion in there where Big E actually did a ducking motion to avoid the strike. This is really cool to me because this could mean a whole new revamped way of them doing reversals. I am so tired of them going in for, say, a grapple, and all they do is throw their arms up to break the grapple hold and reverse it that way. I'm tired of the standard strike reversal option where all they do is block it with their arm and hit their opponent back. This is creative, this is innovative to me, and it's simple and clean. I hope this works for a lot of the stars, and I hope it's integrated properly, because we do have, in the breakdown of the controls, you can see that we have the options to actually do a reversal by hitting Y on the controller, or to hold it to actually do a block. This is great because they're doing more with the button options available within the control scheme itself. Speaking of the control scheme, the other thing that we may have missed in the breakdown was going to be the different types of attacks we have. We have light attack now, we have heavy attack, and we have grapple, all with different face button options there. The light attacks could probably mean that we're going to do basic moves like maybe a suplex. You got your heavy attacks that might be things like giant tiger drivers and power bombs and pile drivers. And then obviously getting into your grapple. Hitting the grapple option is good too, and it's nice and clean. I know that a lot of us are worried about the control scheme and how it is that much different than what we had in the past, but I think that it's going to be good to have a respective grapple button just to tie things up and be able to then move around with your opponent, maybe even hold and drag them around, making things a little bit cleaner, maybe a little bit easier for all of us. Another one on the list that we've mentioned this in the comments, I have heard you, I have seen it myself. Buddy Murphy's in the game. There, I said it. Seth Rollins is in that clip, and you could see the arms and the legs. It's Buddy Murphy. It's Buddy Murphy. Okay? We all said it. We're all thinking it. It's Murphy. AEW bound. Let's go. But this could also indicate everybody not only that Buddy Murphy is in the game, but it can also indicate that other stars that have been released might still make the cut. I think of stars like Nia Jax, even Samoa Joe, who's not released. He's not released by WWE, but he was, and then he got picked up by the game Triple H, and he's in NXT, and he hasn't been seen. So Samoa Joe and others are still in the game. Buddy Murphy likely to be in the game. Nia Jax likely to be in the game. There's a lot of stars that are still question marks to be in this year's game, but it looks like we're going to get some of those. The other one that I'm excited about that I missed covering, and I think a lot of us have actually missed, is going to be the revamped HUD. When we get the sequence between Bobby Lashley in there in the ring against Chad Gable, I really like that they have this cleaned, refreshed HUD in the corners. It's not distracting, it's not overly complex, but it does indicate to us a couple of different things. We got the green bar, which is obviously looking towards their health. We have a blue bar in there as well, and a yellow bar that is actually progressing, as well as the options for like one X next to his name in his body, and it's actually going to be for presumably his finisher or a signature move. The yellow bar seems to be much more of the momentum gauge, or I'm thinking that it's just building up that momentum to then be able to save a signature or a finisher. I do wonder if the blue bar is actually indicating reversal limits, or could it be for signature moves that we have available? But I am excited that they have revamped the HUD. I like having just clean HUD that's kind of out of the way. I don't want it to be distracting. They still have the silhouette of the superstar in there, which means that we can focus on different body parts. So I am liking that they have revamped this. Now let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk about My GM, a mode that I am so excited that a lot of you are excited and some of you are not. Some of you are just saying that I don't care. I do not care for your GM mode. I don't get it. And to that I say, that's fine. You got universe mode, you got my factions, you got my rides. Like, we got a lot of options here, you don't have to play it. It's all good. But in my GM, one of the things that is in there within the menus is the options for interference, to run interference in the match. Oh my gosh, we can do that properly. Do you know how much it bothers me that I cannot, 1, interfere properly in a match, 2, be able to select the superstars or superstars that I want to interfere in the match? It drives me bananas. This has me so excited, everybody, because in the menu there, it does show you 1, do you want interference toggled on or off, which is great. And 2, it gives you the option to select which interferers you want in the match. So I wonder, it's not revealed yet, but I wonder if it means that I could have maybe 2 or 3 stars interfere in a match on someone's behalf. I'm thinking of the Bloodline. You got Roman Reigns in the match. Maybe I'm gonna get the Usos to jump in there, maybe Paul Heyman. It allows for more options. Also, with the My Factions mode, where you're seeing 3, 4 superstars grouped up together in a faction, if you have this kind of integrated in there, it would be really cool that if I could have my whole faction run out and take down the enemy. That is innovative and that is different. That's very different and very positive, because I love to be able to have more factions, tag teams come out, people just jumping on. Like, I love that stuff. They do highlight in their whole press release about using your My Factions with the NWO, DX, the corporation. So maybe it will allow players to relive those moments by having all the corporation, 3, 4 members of the corporation run interference in the match against Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's the stuff I'm looking for, because that changes up the game, changes up the story, and it makes it more compelling for players. Universe mode. We did GM, let's talk universe mode for a second, because they've got some tweaks within universe mode, and the one that stood out to me was win-loss record. Yeah, they're taking it from AEW, everybody. It's a miracle. We're actually going to be tracking the win-loss record for specific superstars. Now, this plays into another question mark I have, is can I go into universe mode and track, highlight, focus my universe on one selected superstar? Can my universe mode be focused on Seth Rollins or Becky Lynch only? Or can I have the option to obviously just run my universe as normal, where I just run the card, play the matches? I wonder if they're letting you get a little bit more granular and highlight specific superstars you want to track, that you want the universe mode to track their performance, their win-loss records, the promos, those types of things. If they do that, that makes it way more interesting, especially in the creation suite, when we want to put in our custom creation characters like an Adam Cole, baby. Boom. And being able to look at their win-loss, maybe even track their promos, get a little bit more involved in the universe mode that you're setting up versus just running the card itself. That could be really interesting, but we do have win-loss record in there, so I wonder how that is going to play an impact into how the superstars progress throughout the course of a calendar year. NXT superstars confirmed in the game. That's another key thing that we may have missed. We've got Raquel Gonzalez is in there, Kaylee Ray is in there, you got Dominic Mysterio's on the main roster, dig a little Dom in there, he's obviously in the game. MVP is also in the game. Buddy Murphy, as we talked about, is pretty much confirmed to be in the game. There's a lot of other stars, and specifically on the NXT side, it's good. We can see a lot more NXT stars being showcased in the mode. I like that. I like that we're getting more NXT coverage in there and they're still in the game. However, it does bode the question when we have some stars that their contracts are coming due very, very soon. I think of Johnny Gargano. They might be up and might be gone in due time, but WWE 2K22 is going to have a hard cutoff date of when they can kind of lock up the roster and they can't make any more changes. Last one on the list that I want to talk about today goes back to my GM in the GM mode, branded pay-per-view bonuses. There is a little snapshot in there of your branded pay-per-view and your match type when you're building out the match card. And yes, I understand if people in the community have been saying, you know what, I'm a little bummed out that we're seeing 3 matches and only promo options in there. We want more matches available. I hear you too. I hope and wish that we could get 5 matches, 6 matches. But if they allow us for more customization within those 3 matches and for able to tailor things the way we want, it could work out in our favor a little bit. But this branded pay-per-view bonus that they have in there shows me that if we build out our card and our pay-per-view to to have split brands, true split brand pay-per-views, your SmackDown and Raw shows, and I have a No Mercy pay-per-view card that is just for SmackDown, I am likely to get a branded pay-per-view bonus added on and earn more currency within the MyGM to go towards contracts and other things to be able to buy. I really like that. That tells me that there's going to be more ways to actually earn the actual credits, dollars within the game based on probably how the matches perform, branded pay-per-view bonuses, probably other match bonuses too if you can do them based on the theme. So if they're doing theme pay-per-views as well, that would be really cool. Like if I do a TLC pay-per-view and I add in a bunch of TLC matches, maybe they will offer bonuses in there as well. Let me know in the comments below, what do you see within all of this, within these modes, within these some of these things we missed? What did we miss? Tell me in the comments about other things that you're excited for the game, and I'll see you all on the next episode.